And welcome back, guys. That brings us nicely up to part 4. So let's get on with that. It's a beautiful sunny day, a bit of a heat wave here in Yorkshire. The skies are clear and it's an extremely hot day. Spud's chilling in the shady courtyard, which is a perfect spot for her on such a hot day. The forecasters have said it's going to reach highs of around 30 today, so that's quite a hot one for Yorkshire. So with that said, let's go out back and start this week's episode, which I have to say, coming out back now is such a delight. Used to fill me with dread coming out here, but now with such a wonderful, marvellous transformation, it fills my heart with joy. And there's still more to come. We have to fill these holes today. And yes, now we have 2 holes, as Gypsy Boy finally got round to digging the other one. So before we start, let's have a little look round, see how things are doing. The lavender is doing especially well, so are the daisies. We have brought the 2 holly balls out from the courtyard and placed them at the entrance. They've also had a little trim. The catmint's doing beautifully, and the trees are giving us just the right amount of shade, filling in beautifully. And on a hot day like today, that dapple shade is very much appreciated. Now on to the potting shed and the view inside the potting shed. So what's going on inside the potting shed? The insulation has all arrived, so we will be tackling that in the next couple of weeks. And if you're interested in the interior transformation, I will put that on one vlog and release it probably in a month's time, so look out for that. But for now, let's move on and get these holes filled. Or should I say planted? And what am I planting, I hear you ask? No other than my 2 beautiful kiwis. After many years of being stuck in a pot, they are finally graduating to being planted in the ground. So now this will become their permanent home. And I think draping themselves all over the potting shed would be the perfect place for them. And I think their foliage would look absolutely beautiful against the dark slate backdrop of the new potting shed. Right, before we start planting, I'm excited to introduce you to a new arrival to the outback. And here he is. Let's wheel him in. He's a bit shabby, he's a bit bruised, but he's beautiful. He's either an old mill trolley or railway trolley, a luggage carrier or a cotton carrier. Either way, he's got some character, and I think he fits in beautifully. We need ideas here. He's got a steel frame and wood slats. It's very heavy. Do we paint the steel? Do we paint the wood? Do we leave the wood and just paint the steel? Do we varnish the wood? Drop your ideas down in the comments below. I'm excited to hear your thoughts. Right, that said, let's get on with planting. These 2 kiwis moved with me a year ago. They've had a hard prune before they moved, and they've also had another prune in spring to keep them at this size before they were planted up. Here they are, draped around the old potting shed door in the old courtyard, looking absolutely beautiful. And they did root into the ground here through their pot, so that's what I've been doing, making sure that the root is not popping out the hole, so I can get this cleanly out of its pot. Here goes. Voila! That was much easier than I thought it was going to be. Nicely done. These kiwis were actually originally bought for the courtyard here 10 years ago, so that's how long they've been in their pots. And they moved with me 9 years ago, and that's when I trained them around the door of the old potting shed. So now they're back where they started, and this is where they'll retire. So I'm using good top quality topsoil here. I'm going to half fill the hole. I'm going to compact it in so it doesn't sink too much, because this soil will settle. Then I'll measure the root ball to make sure I'm at the right depth. I think a bit more compacting and that should be about right. think we're ready to start planting. And if you look closely here, you'll see the root that came through the pot. There it is. So I'm just going to snip that off, encourage it to put new shoots out. And then we will ruffle up all the roots, give it a good little squeeze in. This is what I do to Spud when she wants a bit of attention. And there we go, all the roots nicely parted, ready to venture into their new dwellings. So let's put him in. Oh, I think that's sitting a bit high, so I think we'll take him out. We'll shift some of the soil to the sides, and that should help him sit a bit lower. There we go, let's try that again. Much better. Right, time to tuck him in. And there we go. I expect it to drop maybe an inch or two, so it won't sit as high in a couple of weeks. A few days of rain and it'll soon compact and settle in. So now let's quickly do the other one and we can get on to the next stage. And there we go, 2 kiwis planted, Gypsy Boy's had a good clean up, and now all we have to do is start the training process up the potting shed wall. As a temporary measure, I'm just going to be stapling cable ties to the wall just to get it used to this position, and then later on in the week I will be fitting a wire structure up the left hand side, over the top of the roof and down the right hand side. Also I'll be running it down the side of the potting shed over the doorway. Then eventually I will train it along the fence, once the new fence has been fitted, that is. So hopefully in a year's time this will become kiwi heaven and the potting shed will be covered from head to toe in kiwis. Looking absolutely beautiful. So that's something to look forward to in the years to come. Right, now on to what's going on under the window and what I've got planned. Some people have mentioned in the comments maybe a little shelf would be nice there, with maybe some little topiaries on. Nice idea. I did think maybe actually a raised pond along that area, full of pond plants, would look quite beautiful. And it just so happens I had one made for the front garden to replace the bowls that had been frost damaged. And it's sitting in the potting shed and I've tried it and it does look quite good. But that's been earmarked for the front garden. I suppose I could always order another one. The only trouble with that is, as it was specially made and the timescale to order a new one, it wouldn't arrive for 6 to 8 weeks. So we'll see. I'll have a think about it. I could just put my Pierce japonica there, my bonsai, on a little table. Anyway, I've got plenty of time to think about it because next week we're either moving back into the courtyard to do a bit of work or back into the front town garden to do some work. That's been a bit neglected. It's about time we got back out there and started doing some work. We have a number of jobs in the front. We have the pond, like I mentioned. We've got to replace that. Then we've got to move to the top area. We've got to take the slabs up. We've got to add the bench. We've got to move Miss Japonica from getting sunburnt. At the moment, she's got a shady cover over her. Looks like she's wearing a shower cap. Very glamorous. So we could be making a start on that next week. Or the alternative is we go back into the courtyard and start doing the decking out from the glass doors. Now I've decided what I'm going to be using, made my mind up about the height, so that could be an option. I suppose it depends if I get the decking in time. So lots to come, folks. Very exciting stuff. Right, so that's enough waffling. Let me take you back to the Kiwis, and at the moment they're all tied in. I'm giving them a quick prune. Anything that is growing in the wrong direction I'm pruning off to encourage the new shoots that are going to be trained over the potting shed. And there we go, all done. Let's get Gypsy Boy out to give them a good water. Then we'll circle back to the new trolley table. We got to think of a name for him. The outback table. The Gypsy Wagon. Chip's Trolley. Trolley Dolly. I've got it. Gypsy Boy's Wheelie Wagon. Anyway, whatever we're calling it. Let's circle back to it now. And let me show you how I'm going to be dressing it so you can then give me some ideas on your thoughts about paint colours. Do we varnish it? Do we just sand and oil it? Do we paint the metal? Do we not paint the metal? Do we leave it rustic? This should give you an idea how it's going to look. Just put a few little pots on it. I'm thinking a nice little stone sculpture would be nice. So I'm searching for one of them at the moment on Marketplace. And there's my little wild clover. He finally got a pot. And doesn't it look beautiful? And there we go, folks. That is today's vlog finally finished. I feel like this has been a long one, even though it's not. There seems to be a lot of talking in this one. I am absolutely exhausted. So there you go, folks. We have finally finished this series on the backyard transformation. There obviously is more to come, but that will be maybe in 4 weeks' time. We've got the fence to do. We've got Gypsy Boy's wheelie wagon to do once we decide on what we're going to do with it. Isn't Gypsy Boy's Hebe looking good? Down to me repotting it. And the bees are absolutely all over it. Just wonderful. The wild clover that we potted up is doing extremely well and blooming. And the bees and the butterflies are loving that. The lavender has done extremely well. And the lovely daisy is doing beautifully. All in all, everything is doing great. Looking beautiful. I'm overjoyed with how it's all turned out. Still a way to go, but it's getting there. Thank you to the patrons, and if you're in a position where you can help support the channel, check out my Patreon link below. And that's it for this week, guys. Hope you've enjoyed. Have a great week, and I will see you soon. Okay, bye now.